Folks who are commissioned to serve and protect should be serving and protecting equally and serving and protecting everyone.
In 2009, I was beaten almost to death by Denver police over allegations of an illegal left turn that I did not make. The officer had removed their sidearm from their holster and pressed it up against my temple. I could feel the pressure, I could feel the cold steel from the barrel, and out of my peripheral I could see the officer's hand on the handle of his gun. I just closed my eyes and expected to be shot.
George Floyd was really at this peak of recognition of, sort of a systemic problem that we have with policing in America. Many people showed up really in the heat of COVID to demonstrate against the murder of George Floyd. Our police force was woefully unprepared for the level of engagement with the public that happened. There was a lot of escalating tension as opposed to de-escalation and sort of peaceful engagement. In order to rebuild trust, there are a lot of steps that all of the public safety departments can take. And there's a lot of reimagining that needs to happen in terms of the whole ecosystem of public safety.
Public trust is one of my top priorities for my administration, and so I am thankful for the fact that we have a very solid Citizen Oversight Board that's in place that can really help me build that trust.
Citizen Oversight Board was created in 2004. Paul Childs was a developmentally disabled teenager who was having a mental health crisis. The police were called and ended up murdering him. So the Citizen Oversight Board started after that. It's a 9-member board that is intended to be broadly representative of the city itself. The board oversees the public safety departments, the police department, the sheriff's department, and select members of the fire department.
The Citizen Oversight Board plays an essential role in balance of power and the increase of accountability when law enforcement go through a disciplinary proceeding in the city and county of Denver. They offer a community voice.
Citizen Oversight Board has 3 main responsibilities: the oversight of the Office of the Independent Monitor, making policy recommendations and other recommendations regarding the public safety environment, and even in the case of specific incidents. And then the third thing is addressing community complaints.
The Office of the Independent Monitor's mission is to provide accountability, transparency, and effectiveness of Denver police and Denver sheriffs. We do that by monitoring discipline in those agencies, and we monitor investigations into discipline, how discipline is done, what discipline is recommended. We can recommend policy to law enforcement, we can recommend further training, and we listen to the community and we look for potential changes in policy and policing throughout the nation.
There was a report that was generated by the OIM that really provided a framework for us to improve in the way that we think the community wanted us to improve in terms of our response to a similar situation going forward.
That report was published to the public, and the police department has accepted all the recommendations in that report and has begun to make progress in implementing them.
We are just now on a national level beginning to acknowledge the prevalence and pervasive nature of structural racism. And that is part of the reason why we have to stay at the table. I would love to see community at the table more often. I would love to see community coming to share their narratives of law enforcement, interacting with law enforcement here in Denver. It's part of our civic duty as community members to engage in bodies like COB.
One of the biggest hopes I have is for the board to really make a difference in the lives of our community members, and I know that the rest of the board shares that aspiration. It's an exciting place to be at the nexus of change in our culture.